Clarify something about these fractions real quick. So negative 1/8 can be written like this, with the negative attached to the 1, the negative attached to the 8, or the negative right out in front of it. All of these are equal to each other. They all mean the same thing. You can just kind of move that negative sign around. So this is just a negative 1/8. This is just a negative 1/2. Don't let it confuse you that it's got the negative signs in different places. Okay. For order of operations, though, I'm going to start here with the exponent. Notice that the exponent is touching the parentheses. That means that I'm going to multiply the whole parentheses times itself. So I'm going to do the negative 3 times the negative 3, which will actually give me a positive 9. Okay, so I have negative 1/8 plus negative 1/2 plus positive 9. Now it's all addition, so I'm going to work my way across left to right. So negative 1/8 plus negative 1/2, same signs, add and keep. So I'm going to do 1/8 plus 1/2. I do need to give these common denominators before I can add them. So I'm going to change my halves to eighths. So I have 1/8 plus 4/8, which is 5/8. They were negative, so negative 5/8 plus 9. Okay, make that a little smaller so I got some more space. Then for this step, I am going to subtract, different signs subtract. So look at what I'm going to do. I have the whole number 9 minus the fraction 5/8. Well, it's just the whole number 9. I don't have a fraction, so what number is equal to nothing? 0 is. So I have like 0/8 over here. Now that helps me see that I need to borrow. It's like putting a placeholder 0 for all the other things, right? There's my placeholder 0 fraction. So I'm going to borrow from the 9. It becomes an 8. Then I always add the denominator to the numerator. So this 0 becomes an 8. Okay, I'll show you down here kind of why that's happening. I had 9 originally. I am changing it to 8 and 8/8 because look, this is 8. 8/8 equals 1 whole, and 8 plus the 1 that I borrowed is equal to the 9 that I originally had. So that's kind of where that 8/8 is coming from. Now I can subtract. 8 minus 5 is 3/8. 8 minus 0 really is 8. So I have 8 and 3/8 for my answer. It is positive because the 9 was larger and was positive. Okay. I know there's a lot of parentheses here, but they're all just kind of holding numbers. So we actually are going to start here with this exponent. So this, again, the exponent is touching the parentheses. So it says negative 5 times negative 5, which is a positive 25. So let me just write everything else down so I don't lose anything. Okay, and then I can move to my multiplication. Again, left to right. So I'm going to start here. 8 times 5 is 40. A positive times a negative is a negative. Plus 25 plus, I'm going to go ahead and do this multiplication as well. 1/3 times 7 over 1. Remember, when we multiply fractions, we have to make them improper. And then we multiply straight across the top, straight across the bottom. 1 times 7 is 7. 3 times 1 is 3. And then we should simplify that. Remember, you can do top dog in the house. So 7 divided by 3, that comes out 2 times, with 1 left over. So 2 and 1/3. 2 and 1/3 is what 7/3 is equal to. And it was a positive and negative, so negative 2 and 1/3. Okay, now it's all addition. Again, left to right. So I'm going to start here. Negative 40 plus 25, different sign subtract. So 40 minus 25, which will give me 15. Negative 15 because the 40 was larger, plus negative 2 and 1/3. Same signs, add and keep. So I'm doing 15 and 0/3 plus 2 and 1/3. And I get 17 and 1/3. And again, they're negative, so negative 17 and 1/3 for that. Okay, here we're starting with parentheses. Remember, inside parentheses, I need to follow order of operations. So I'm going to start here with this exponent. That says the opposite of 3 times 3, which is a negative 9. You write it down. That's still in parentheses. I'm not done in there, so I cannot get rid of them yet. Okay, next step would be here, finishing off these parentheses. This is a subtraction problem though, so I do need to keep change, change. So really this says -9 plus -4, right? Keep, change, change. Okay, so to solve that now, same signs, add and keep. So I'm going to do 9 plus 4 is 13, it's a -13. And again, bring everything else down. Okay, next would be multiplication. I'm actually going to change that fraction to a decimal. You are welcome to use the fraction if you like, but I know what 3/4 is. I know 3/4 is 75 cents. Or remember, you can do top dog in the house. 3 divided by 4 goes in 0 times. Add my decimal and my 0. That goes 7 times, which is 28. 2 left over. Bring down another 0, and that goes in 5 times. So I'm getting 0.75. So -3.75 is what this is equal to. So then I can do 3.75 times 7. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 7 is 49, plus 3 is 52. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 5 is 26, and then 1, 2 decimal places, 1, 2 decimal places, getting -26.25, or if you use that fraction, -26 and 1/4, it's the same thing. And finally, my last step, I'm going to add these, same signs, add and keep, so I'm doing 26.25 plus 13.00. Remember where the decimal goes in a whole number. And we add that up and get 39.25. They're negative, so -39.25 is my answer. Okay, our word problems. The temperature for the past 6 hours has been changing at a rate of -2.5 degrees each hour. The meteorologist predicts that the temperature will continue changing like this for the next 8 hours. The present temperature, so what it is right now, is 10 degrees. We want to know what temperature is predicted for 8 hours from now. Okay, so when we're writing our number sentences, it's always nice to start at where the numbers are kind of starting. So here it says the temperature right now is 10 degrees. So I'm going to start with 10. And then what's happening to that? I'm adding temperature on, either up or down. So I'm adding 10 degrees plus, however the temperature is changing. Well, it's changing by -2.5. So I'm adding -2.5. But that's only for 1 hour. I want to know what it is for 8 hours. So I'm going to have to multiply that by 8. Okay, there's your number sentence. If you put parentheses, I kind of like that, but you do not have to. But it's okay if you did that. Okay, then we do need to solve it. We're going to start here with this multiplication. 2.5 times 8, that's 40. Carry my 4, there's 16 plus 4 is 20. Put that decimal back in. So now I have 10 plus -20. Different sign, subtract. So 20 minus 10 is 10. The large number was the negative, so -10. Once I've solved the problem, then I always want to go back and read the question to see if I need to use absolute value or not. So always looking for those words, the absolute value words. My question is right here. It says, what temperature is predicted for 8 hours from now? So can temperature be negative? And the answer is yes, it can. So -10 degrees would be your answer. We do leave it negative. If they had asked like what was the change or something like that, then that's when you would maybe use that absolute value sign instead. All right, last one. So Joey has $76. He spends money, so -$8.32 on iTunes. He earns, so positive money, $10.50 mowing the lawn, and buys a pair of shoes. He's buying, so spending money, negative, for $39.99. So how much money does he have now? Again, I would start with where we started. So he started with $76, and then he's adding on money, either the positive direction or the negative direction. So plus our -$8.32, plus his positive $10.50, plus his -$39.99. Okay, and then I'm just going to work my way across the problem. So starting here, different sign subtract, 76.00 minus 8.32. We definitely need to do some borrowing here, all the way back from the 6. That gives me 8, 6, bring down my decimal, borrow again, 7 and 6. So after that first step, I got $67.68. Next, I'm going to add this 1050. So 67.68 plus 1050. 8, 11, carry my 1, 8, and 7. Okay, after that step, I got $78.18. Now I've got 78.18 minus 39.99. Again, we got to do some borrowing, so I'm going to borrow from the 1. Make this 18, there's 9. Borrow again, make that 10, there's 1. Bring down my decimal, borrow again. 17 minus 9 is 8, and 6 minus 3 is 3. So I end up with $38.19. That's how much money Joey has left over in the end.